You asked this question earlier today, and it got me fired up.
It did.
Brock Purdy can win MVP. He could be first-team All-Pro. And I'll be happy for him individually. I'll be very ecstatic for him. Could do all those things. But if they don't win a damn Super Bowl,
oh, God.
I'll tell you what, on this show, I won't be talking about, hey, we got the MVP. Oh. I won't care less. I could care less if he wins MVP. If he's the quarterback for the next 5 to 10 years, great. That's awesome. Because I'm tired of talking about the quarterback in the offseason.
Good. I think we are finally done talking about that.
But you know what?
But if the guy that's finally starting his full season in the NFL, last pick of the draft last year, doesn't win the Super Bowl, you know what? I don't know if this is the guy going forward, even if he wins the MVP.
No.
Come on.
We know he's the guy, but if you don't win the Super Bowl, this season would be a massive disappointment.
Okay, there you go.
That's massive disappointment.
It's not massive. It's disappointing.
Oh, it would be massive when you look around the league, because you mentioned something. There's a lot of bad quarterback play.
There is.
There's a lot of bad football being played right now. And the NFC comes down to 3 teams. Maybe just 2. Maybe it's just Philly and the Niners. We'll see about
I think
Detroit.
At the end of the day, that's what it is. Detroit is up and coming, and they'll probably make the playoffs, but I don't think anyone's taking them seriously yet as a Super Bowl contender. I'm not.
Let's go to KC and San Jose.
Aiden Hutchinson, though, he's been a baller.
Balling.
He's awesome.
KC, San Jose. What's
AKA
happening?
Stephen
Tracy
Lakers.
Sandler coming up in 3 minutes, by the way. Fangirl Sports Network. KC, what's happening?
Hey, guys. So Spadoni, man, great job today. For the last hour, Bonte has been just on the wrong track. I think October 12th, right now, 8:43, this is when Bonte Hill got Wally pipped. And this is your moment, Spadoni. You just Lou Gehrig your way into the morning show, man. Remember this moment. Your take has been right on. I don't know what Bonte is talking about, that we have to win the Super Bowl or it's not a successful season. Oh, my God.
KC, were you born in 1995?
I was born in 1979, man.
Oh, even worse coming from you.
Don't try to check him.
Years, we haven't had a quarterback.
KC.
We haven't had a quarterback. If you get a quarterback, we're going to win multiple Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about this year, man. If we win, great.
KC?
Don't get Wally Pipp, Bonte. Don't get Wally Pipp.
He's not. He's hosting right now. It'd be Joe Shasky in this scenario.
Hey, if Spadoni can Wally Pipp me, that means I get to sleep till 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a win-win for me, KC. Listen. KC, you were born in 1979. You lived through the golden era of 49er football. You're 3 years older than me. We've been knocking on the doorstep over and over and over. Next year's not guaranteed. We got a healthy roster. This league is down right now. This is a golden opportunity to win it all, KC. Come on.
There it is. Dial tones, Bonte. That was a walk-off. My man, speaking facts, the quarterback position is the single hardest position to find in sports.
No, hold on 1 second. I'm going to cut you off real quick. Dave Johnson, he's reading my mind because we got the poll question up, YouTube poll question of the day. If the Niners don't win the Super Bowl, but Brock is submitted as QB1 for the foreseeable future, is the season a success? 55% says yes, 45% says no. But Dave Johnson just brought up something that we haven't brought up. This is why I love the participation on YouTube, the Comcast Business Text Line, and Twitch. Dave Johnson, they have 2 years. Then Brock Purdy has to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean for the entire roster? Do you become better as a team once you have to pay the quarterback? I don't know. Something to think about.
You got to, pivot, don't panic, as Joe Shasky would say. You know what? There's going to be guys that are getting older that's on the roster currently. Right. You'll probably move off on. Then you'll replenish in the draft, which they have been able to do.
You know what? The last time she was on the show, she gained 1,000 new followers on Instagram.
1,000? I thought it was 100.
No, it was times 10.
Now it's 10,000.
They all love the Barbie girl.
Hi, it's Barbie. Just letting you know, Brock Purdy is QB1 for Kyle Shanahan this year. Barbie loves football.
Now I'm buttering her up because she had a rough night.
Oh, boy.
She had a rough night. My girl Tracy Sandler, Fangirl Sports Network, she's built this platform, and I love it. I love what she's doing with this network. She's got people all over the country doing different things with the Fangirl Sports Network. Former voice of Barbie, but more importantly, she comes to the 49ers. She covers her Niners. She's there every single day of practice. But this morning, I know she's having a rough one. So I thank you for waking up with this, Tracy. You could have canceled on us, and I would have understood 100%. Welcome back to the Morning Roast, Tracy.
Thank you very much. And you know what? I have to say, for whatever reason, this one doesn't feel as rough because I did not have high expectations for the season, the postseason. The pitching staff was decimated. And listen, if you're not going to pitch and you're not going to hit, you're not going to win the baseball game. If there's one thing I learned about sports, you got to score more points than the other team to win, and that wasn't on the agenda. But somehow this one doesn't feel as bad. Maybe it's my Michigan Wolverines making it better, but I appreciate the condolences, and it's okay.
Tracy, I'm not one of those Giants fans who's going to bag on you. After watching what the Giants put out there and what they produced from an entertainment standpoint and going into the offseason with a bunch of question marks, I'm not in a position to talk about the Dodgers right now. Now, I know a lot of Giants fans are probably ripping on you, but I'm not going to do that this morning because I'm looking at the Diamondbacks saying, damn, I got to deal with the Dodgers, the Padres, and now the Diamondbacks. So trust me, I'm going to stall you out this morning, Tracy. I will not back on you.
And as you said in your tweet last night, the Dodgers will reload. I mean, they're going to get they're going to need pitching. They're going to get pitching, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Right. Now,
so onward and upward.
Yeah, onward and upward. Now, YouTube said, don't make Tracy do the Barbie voice anymore. Well, we can't because Tracy told me it's going to cost you a little bit of cash to do that again. So we would not do that. We'll just replay that drop.
Was Barbie right about Brock Purdy? Barbie was.
Barbie was right about QB1. Barbie, hold on.
Hi, it's Barbie. Just letting you know, Brock Purdy is QB1 for Kyle Shanahan this year. Barbie loves football.
We're going to play it out because it's a freebie. Tracy, Cleveland Browns, Sunday. Niners going to Cleveland. I know you'll be out there, but you got to meet Randy Gregory for the first time. Instead of starting off with Brock, I want to know about Randy Gregory. What was your impression of him? He's wearing number 5, going to be a pass rush specialist. He's paired with the best D-line coach in football, and Chris Kosaric. What was your impression of Randy Gregory as he met the 49ers press for the first time yesterday?
I was actually pretty impressed with him when we talked to him. You don't really know what to expect. There have been things in his past, and I think he's gotten past those things. But I was actually really impressed with him, and he seemed like a guy who's excited to be here. I mean, I'm sure he is. He was in Denver, and now he's here. So what a glow up on that. But he seems very excited to be here. You mentioned Chris Kosaric. I mean, you see what Chris Kosaric has done with players with a lot less just God-given talent than Randy Gregory, and I think this is a potentially really exciting fit for San Francisco. But I really liked meeting him. I was impressed with him, and now we'll see what he's like in the game.
So, Tracy, we've been having this conversation this morning. You know, Brock Purdy, he's in the MVP odds. He's in the race. He's 1A, 1B, him, Tua, Mahomes, what have you. I posed this to the 49ers faithful. I was like, you know what? If you find out, and if Brock Purdy wins the MVP this season, you have your quarterback for the foreseeable future, I think a lot of Niner fans would take that. Even if they don't win a Super Bowl, the season would be a success. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. And this is the other reason I think that the season would be a success, because it's really hard to get there. And I think sometimes as fans, we forget that. And even kind of going back to the Dodgers conversation, with the goal, they choke or whatever, it's really hard to get there. And if you can get there consistently year after year with a chance to win it all, as a fan, that should be something that's really exciting. I understand the heartbreak of not making it, at the end, but you're right. They have the quarterback of the future, and even if they don't win it all, I think it's a successful season. Now, do I think they have 1 to 2 years to win it all with this group? Yes. Do I think they should really do everything they can to win it all this year? Yes. Do I think they will win it all this year? Yes, I actually do, at least is where we stand right now going into week 6. But, yeah, I think it's still a success. This team's been searching for a quarterback. I mean, you could make the argument for a very long time, in a time that precedes Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, and they got their guy. So, yeah, I do think there is something to be said for that.
I would be happy about that as we're talking to Tracy Sandler from the Fangirl Sports Network. Does a great job with that, covering the 49ers and their platform all over the country. You should check it out, Fangirl Sports Network. I agree with that. However, you brought up something, Tracy, that this league and this window, it closes very quickly in the league, very quickly. And when you look around the league, I see a lot of bad football being played, a lot of bad quarterback play, a lot of bad defenses. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, if they can't get it done this year, next year's not guaranteed because Detroit is ascending. We don't know what the Washington Commanders are going to do with this new ownership group. The Dallas Cowboys are always going to swing big. The L.A. Rams are sneaking. They're sneaky good this year. They're about maybe a couple pieces away. So if they can't take advantage of it this year, it's going to be disappointing to me, Tracy, if you get what I mean. Because you look around the league, there's a lot of flawed football teams. Even Kansas City and Buffalo, they're flawed right now.
Well, let me tell you, it would be very disappointing to them as well. So
Yeah,
I think
there you go.
You guys are all on the same page.
No
This
doubt.
is something they've been talking about since training camp. They have a goal. And part of the reason I think that they played so well Sunday night, aside from the fact that they're just a better team and they're so well coached and all of the things, is that they have a goal. So they did not look at that Dallas game as like, all right, this is it, week 5. This is the big game. Like it is a big game. It was an important test for them, but they have a goal. And so every week they are very happy they won the game. And every week they say, but we have a goal in mind.
Right.
So they're very focused, but not too focused. I mean, I think that's kind of, they've hit that sweet spot. They're very focused, but they're having a lot of fun playing football.
Right.
You can see it in how they play. You can see it throughout the week. And the chances are, I mean, this should be their year. You're right. Kansas City and Buffalo are flawed. They are the best team in the NFL. I don't think at the moment it's particularly close. Probably the closest one to them is the Philadelphia Eagles, and that could create a problem as we get later and later into the season. But this should be their year, barring injuries. This should be their year. But I even think they'd have to have like 3 or 4 big injuries for it to really derail them.
Yeah, I'm with you.
As long as it's not Brock.
Well, a lot of people were worried about Christian McCaffrey's workload. 99 carries, leads the NFL. He also leads the NFL in rushing, averaging 5.2 yards a carry to 7 touchdowns. The guy scored a touchdown in 14 straight games. Is that a concern for you, his workload, as we start to see a little more Jordan Mason, as we saw last week against Dallas? You think Shanahan, he's so good, it's tough to take him off the field, but do you worry about that, the workload of Christian McCaffrey?
Well, here's why I don't worry about it, because as much as everybody else worries about it, let me tell you, as much as you want them to win the Super Bowl, as much as the fan base does, Kyle Shanahan wants it even more. And he is not going to do anything to put that in jeopardy. So I would say that the Kyle Shanahan and the coaching staff have that under control. I can understand why it's a concern. Part of it, too, is Elijah Mitchell's been hurt now. So, there was the 1 week where Christian McCaffrey had pretty much every carry, and Kyle Shanahan said they had to do a better job. The next week, they did do a better job. Elijah Mitchell gets hurt. So part of that is that, and we did see more Jordan Mason. But, yeah, I mean, the thing with McCaffrey is it's not just his workload for the season, it's his workload in a game. You want him in the fourth quarter to be as fresh as he is in the first quarter. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But I do think they're on top of it. I think they're aware of that, and they do not want anything to happen to Christian McCaffrey. So I do believe that the 49ers are monitoring it pretty closely. And I imagine on Sunday we might see even more Jordan Mason, depending how the game goes. If the game goes how I think it will go, we'll probably end up seeing more Jordan Mason later in the game.
All right, so we know about Brock Purdy. He's getting all the national hype, rightfully so. We know about Fred Warner Jr. Just Fred Warner now. I just learned he doesn't want to go by called Jr., but Fred Warner just won NFC Defensive Player of the Week. We know about Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. Who's someone on this team right now that's not getting enough love that we should be talking about, Tracy?
Diameter Lenore.
Okay.
That's good.
Full stop. I just was ready to go.
Right. No, I thought you were going to go to Sean Gibson, but Diameter Lenore is very, very, that's a good call, Tracy.
Well, I just think Diameter Lenore here's the thing, it's really hard to be a defensive back, and the other team gets paid too, and they're going to make catches. But when they make catches, they come down immediately, for the most part. And there were a couple times last year where, Diameter had some really good receivers make catches against him. But again, get paid too. One of my favorite quotes of all time is Charvarius Ward last year. They're millionaires too. And he is 100% right on that. But I just think Diameter Lenore is not getting the credit that he deserves. He had the strong start to his rookie year, and then it really went downhill. He came back last year. He comes in for Emmanuel Mosley, and he's played at a really high level. The other night, probably the best game of his career, but I just think he does not get enough love. And in some ways, I think sometimes he gets picked on, but he really shouldn't. He's really, really good at his position, and I think he deserves the love and credit for getting to the point that I think he's a very underrated corner in this league.
All right, Tracy, get ready for an avalanche of followers from our roasters at Tracy Sandler or at Fangirl Sports Network. The CEO and founder of Fangirl Sports Network does a great job covering the 49ers. I love your fit check videos. Jake Moody, best fit. Just a T-shirt. What was those? Some just basic jeans and some basic shoes. I love that. There was no Chanel bags. There was no Louis Vuitton belts. It was just, I mean business. I'm going to school. Jake Moody. I love the fit check that you do every game, Tracy.
Oh, well, thank you. It's fun. And also, Jake Moody, of course, he has the best fit because he's Jake Moody and he's the best, and we all know why.
Well, until Michigan plays Florida State, we'll talk about that.
Ooh.
Is that happening anytime soon?
It might. With your cupcake schedule over at Michigan, I mean, who knows?
Let's relax. Georgia's dominating everyone this year.
Tracy, good
Incorrect.
stuff. Have fun in practice. Continue to follow your work. Good stuff as always. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Tracy.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Tracy Sandler.
She's great. Great energy. I love that.
Energy.
Very positive. I like that in my guests. A lot of positive energy, positive vibes. I like that.
Yeah, I do.
Kind of like